This is the Dean of Travel, Dean Jacobs, coming to you from Africa, as I continue my exploration of some of the ancient sites of Ethiopia. Without a doubt, the star of the ancient sites of Ethiopia is Lalibela, with its rock-hewn churches that date back to the 12th and 13th centuries, named after the king who gave the decree to have them built, and set high in the Lasta mountains. The creation of the churches are shrouded in mystery. Some have estimated that it would have taken 40,000 workers to carve these amazing structures from stone. Local legends have it that angels came in the night to work as the people slept. As I entered Lalibela, I was aware that I was walking into something special. But how special it is remains almost impossible to capture in words. The churches are big, some over 30 feet high, and because they are carved from the rock at ground level and down, they are all surrounded by trenches and courtyards that were once solid red rock. This creates a cavity in the red stone with a church at its center. There are 11 churches to explore, and I did it over 2 days. As I walked around the churches and through the narrow alleyways or gullies that connect the structures, taking photos of pilgrims who traveled long distances to pay tribute, or of monks praying, a sense of awe overcame me. The time, the effort, and devotion to create such splendid buildings are overwhelming. I can't even carve the frosting on a cake, so the skill and dedication to create these churches is beyond my comprehension. If you quiet yourself and listen, close enough to the red pillars, the carved windows and doorways, and as the wind blows through the narrow passages, you can hear the whispers and the prayers of saints and angels. This place is alive, with the monks and worshippers from ancient times. Exploring the inside of the churches was like walking back to a place in time when miracles happened. It is just amazing that they carve these from the heart of the earth. A part of the appeal of these amazing structures is the fact that they are still in use today. Everywhere you go, you see people praying, like this monk who was holed up in the stone reading his Bible, or this monk who sat quietly studying, and of course, the holy cat. These churches are not a relic from the past that are taken from the closet and paraded around to show camera-toting tourists. No, they're active Christian shrines that have inspired pilgrims for 800 years. For a morning I was invited to join a group of pilgrims as they walked through the sacred space of stone, and for a moment I became an Ethiopian Orthodox Christian as I weaved my way with the group through the narrow passages. I visited with members of the group and we talked together, and many told me about family they have living back in the United States. From church to church we walked. Sometimes through passageways so dark I couldn't even see my hand in front of my face. And as we walked together, I was always confident we would find our way to a new place to discover. Each time we entered a church, everyone removed their shoes as a sign of respect for the holy space. Once we entered inside the church, the same ritual repeated itself over and over again, with a monk giving a brief explanation and people receiving a blessing with a cross before they left. And at the end of the morning, I said goodbye to my new friends and I went home. If it were not lost in the mountains of Ethiopia, Africa, Lalibela would be considered one of the major wonders of the world. It is one of the most profound Christian creations I have ever experienced. One church in particular captured my attention deep enough that I returned several times to study and admire it. And as I sat on the edge of the ledge that drops into the courtyard of St. George, sketching the ancient church in my journal, I would watch monks move in and out of the old structure in daily prayer. Carved into the shape of a Greek cross, the church is a masterpiece of art, labor, skill, and devotion. I took a moment of silence before leaving on my last visit, and then I walked back to my hotel room for dinner. Later that night, as the wind blew steadily across the mountainside, I set a chair outside in the dark, empty space of my hotel compound, and I sat there for an hour, looking up at the clear nighttime sky, staring at stars not often visible because of city lights, and I wondered where the carving angels might be tonight. This wraps up my tour of the ancient sites of Ethiopia, Africa. There's more to come from Africa, though, as I head for Uganda to see what waits to be discovered there. Tune in again for more adventures in Africa. This is Dean Jacobs, reminding you to check your compass, because you never know where you might go with the Dean of Travel.